3-Minute Reviews is brought to you by me. I do everything. It's just me. Anyways, for today's video, we have Galarian Moltres. Unlike the only other Pokemon I've covered, Galarian Moltres is actually viable, so let's get into it. Galarian Moltres, who I'll be calling G Moltres, has a stat line very similar to its original form. The only difference in stats between the two is its attack and special defense are swapped, and its special attack and special defense are swapped. What that means for G Moltres is that it was only partially optimized. Where it seems like an obvious choice to swap the attack and special defense, the gain in stats is basically nullified when they took away its amazing 125 special attack, and gave it a mediocre 100 base. G Moltres, however, would not be stopped from Game Freak's temporary moment of balancing clarity. Instead, it went on to terrorize underused since the Crown Tundra released. If G Moltres had that coveted 125 special attack stat, it would have most likely been banned earlier. But since it didn't, Moltres remained in UU until May of this year. While it was in UU, it thrived with two major sets. A powerful double dance set, where it utilized Nasty Plot and Agility to tear through teams at basically any point, and a slightly gimmicky Rest Sleep Talk set that utilized its Berserk ability. Berserk simply raises Moltres' special attack whenever it gets below half health, and due to its decent bulk and rest, it was able to reach this condition often. G Moltres also greatly appreciated the newly added heavy-duty boots. With them, it was able to safely switch in and exert pressure, and it had plenty of opportunities to switch in with its overall great special bulk. If Moltres was able to get set up, the game was likely to end on the spot. This factor, along with the lack of good counters, led to Moltres being banned from underuse. Now it remains lost in time in UUBL, too good for UU, and just barely not strong enough for OU. Doubles tells a different story though. It remained a prevalent threat throughout Series 7 and 9, where it performed as a setup sweeper similar to singles, but this time its signature dark move Fiery Wrath turned into a spread move, which greatly improved its viability. G Moltres also immensely benefited from screens teams, where its already great natural bulk was improved even more. This is neglecting to mention Dynamax as well, which led to it being basically unkillable until Dynamax ran out. Dynamaxing also came with another positive for Moltres: unpredictability. Sure, it could always Dynamax and take a huge chunk out of your team, or it could Nasty Plot in your face and proceed to completely wipe your team. G Moltres' traditional Dynamax moves also greatly complemented its sweeper nature. With Max Airstream, it boosted its speed and dealt tons of damage when based off of Hurricane, and Max Darkness lowered the special defense of the enemy, making them even easier than before to pick off. It also frequently ran Weakness Policy in order to boost its stats even further and take advantage of opponents trying to kill it. Even if they do get a reasonable amount of damage, Berserk would activate, basically sealing the enemy's fate. While all of this seemed nigh unstoppable, it was finally dealt with in a bizarre way. The series changed to a restricted format. While G Moltres had some decent stats, there were nothing to all the legendaries running around, especially that dog we all love to hate. And that's not even mentioning it was mostly outclassed as a dark and flying type attacker by Yveltal. This led to G Moltres being mostly phased out in these more recent series. While it never exactly reached starhood, Galarian Moltres made enough of a splash to be remembered and feared by any competent player. Hopefully Game Freak will come to their senses in Gen 9 and give this thing roost. It definitely deserves it. That'll be it for today's 3-minute review. Do you have a Pokemon you'd like to see next? Leave a comment below and let me know. Have a good day, everyone!